Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Inovio Pharmaceuticals INO summary for the 14th of July, 2025. And in the summary, we're going to be looking at its lead product candidate. We're going to be looking at a little bit the pipeline, the cash situation, and the data behind it. I generally follow small cap pharma. I do games. I do a little bit of everything. So if you like what I'm doing, hey, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and thank you. Disclaimer is, at the moment, I don't have any stocks, but I do have some options for $2 for the 15th of August. I bought them for $5 a piece, and if you look today, they're already worth $25 a piece. So already five times the money just for these few options. I wish I had bought more. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by own due diligence, and any information given is valid for today, the 14th of July, and the slideshow will not be updated, but as we get new news, new slideshows. So, why am I covering this stock? INO 3107. It's a rare disease that impacts around 14,000 people in the US. It is caused by the HPV virus. To not get into too much gory details, pretty much what happens is you have wart growth in your throat. Surgery is the standard care, which is just removing those warts, but then it grows back after surgery. So it is one of those things that you have to continuously get surgeries for it. So not really a great standard of care. Being a rare disease, most treatments are between $200,000 and $600,000 a year, which means, let's go in simple, 100 people out of that 14,000 are on the drug. At 400,000, that's 40 million in sales a year. And that is a very small percentage of what it is. So, we are definitely looking at a fairly high percentage of sales that could come about this. And that's really why I'm covering it. The FDA did give them a nod, started rolling submission, allowing for a PDUFA around mid-2026, late 2026. Data. It was solid. In their phase 1-2 trial, 81% of the patients required fewer surgeries, and that's 26 out of 32, with 28%, which is 9 out of 32, requiring no surgeries. And if you've been on my channel long enough, you know, hey, 32 is the magic number for statistical significance. And even though the trial is small, the results are very solid, meaning I think the phase 3 is de-risked, easy enough to get through. Of the 6 patients that did not have any change or any positive change, 4 had the same amount of surgeries as before, while 2 had 1 extra. So it does not seem like there is much of a... if it doesn't work, it's not going to make you worse. And going from there. The pretreatment surgeries were between 2 and 8 with an average of 4.1. And then again, we remind you, 9 of those people with the average of 4.1 required no surgeries after this treatment. And to add even some more icing on the cake, the data was even stronger at the 104-week follow-up compared to the 52-week trial. And that was 86% for partial remission and up to 50% for no surgeries. So, we went from 81 to 86, not a huge amount of, not a huge difference, but when we went from 28 up to 50%, that is huge. That means 16 out of 32 people did not require any surgeries between that 52-week and the 104-week. That is positive data. And that is going to be very hard to kind of dispute. But let's turn our attention towards the cash situation. So cash at the end of quarter 1 was $68.4 million. Their net loss was about $20 million for quarter 1. The company did place a $25 million public offering on the 3rd of July, which also came with $25 million in warrants at $1.75. I bring that up because my thought is that these warrants are going to pay out. Based on the chances for sales, a positive trial, I think this stock is going to shoot past $1.75 probably before the end of this year. I think that's a fairly safe assumption, and I think it is. So, just to be on the safe side, though, let's look at 25 plus 68. That's $93.4 million. And then the 50 plus the 68, $118 million. So cash between about 5 and 6 quarters, which again, gets them to that data readout and gets them right in the middle of their PDUFA. So other information about the company. So I think there's a high short interest with it right now. This stock has been around for a while. It is unfortunately one of those stocks that has just not performed well. Got very big with the COVID movement, puttered out, died out, couldn't do anything, and they've been kind of lost since then. But because that you have a high short percentage. Now, again, I believe we're going to have positive movement because when you're looking at the data and you're looking as you get closer to it, there's going to be anticipation. There's going to be a run up. There's going to be buying. Those shorts are going to close their position. And when they close their position, stock's going to go up, which means guess what? More shorts will close their position, and you kind of see how that is going. The company currently has 9 drugs in its pipeline, with 1 in phase 3, which is the one Eno-3107, 3 in phase 2, 5 in phase 1, which is very positive because if they need to stretch cash out somewhere, they could pause any of the phase 1 trials and probably be able to be in good shape to get across what they need. And again, we'll only need a small marketing team for this. And overall, reaching patients should be fairly easy. I've seen a lot of rare diseases. Sometimes they are very hard to diagnose. You don't know what your patient population is. It makes it very hard to know who to sell it to because those patients themselves might not know what they have. This is very certain. People are going to be going in for a lot of surgeries. They're not going to want to go in for a lot of surgeries. They're going to say, hey, let me at least try this drug. And so I don't think it's going to be very hard to reach patients because most of the patients are already going to know they have this disease or condition. And that makes it easier to find those patients and those doctors. So overall, 3107 is strong. And if the phase 3 can reflect the phase 2, phase 1, this is going to easily get approved. I believe the risk in the stock is low with a good chance of making a major profit. And I'm talking about 100% or more. And then again, I will continue to dig deeper into this company as time permits. But overall, I think it's a fairly solid company. And I hope this summary helped. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.